Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Joseph, morning coffee. Hey, cheers. So I'll start off this morning by saying that me and the girlfriend finally catched up to watch The Mandalorian. Like we actually had a plan. I actually looked up on the interwebs about like when the last episode of that Mandalorian was gonna be released on Disney Plus. They said it was gonna be in the middle of December, right? You know, a little before Christmas. So we set a date for us to just binge watch The Mandalorian, the second season, in one shot. We just saw the first season, and we totally loved it. We got excited for like the second season, so we just decided, you know what, bought some food, chilled, and watched Mandalorian, and it was a nice day. It was totally worth it. I'm a fan of Star Wars, I do like Star Wars. I'm not an extreme fan of it, I'll admit that hearing the stories about like how like some actors, just because like the crowd didn't like them, they harassed the fuck out of them, like like the one actress, Kelly Marie Tran, like she actually left like social media for harassment online because they didn't like her personality. For character Rose in The Last Jedi, I don't know, I thought it was kind of lame because like I guess like that was one of her first major roles, from my understanding. I don't know too much about her background, but like I just know like it was a big deal for her to like obviously to work in Star Wars, right? And to get harassed to the point where like fucking she has to get off social media, that's not cool. I mean, come on. Oh man, that's one thing I guess I do not like about Star Wars is mainly like the crowd. It's like the whole concept of Star Wars is cool and not, but fucking hey, dude, chill the fuck out. Harassing a poor woman to like the point of like she doesn't want to like be on social media. Imagine like being proud of yourself, working hard to be an actress. You get a good role as in Star Wars, a movie like Star Wars, and then just because people didn't like your character, not necessarily your, it's kind of like bitching at a fucking, employee at a store because the prices are too high at the fucking store. It's like, dude, the fuck you want me to do? I just work here. Shit, She got a job, she got a role, she did it, She was very proud of herself, but because the crowd got butthurt because they didn't like the character or whatever the fucking reason they may be, I think that shit is dumb. But anyways, my little rant. Now, like the early Star Wars, like the first ones, probably the thing I appreciate the most about those kinds of movies is basically how like they use like a lot of puppets and all that good stuff, and practical effects, obviously because of the time that's what they did, right? But it's a style that I do appreciate still today, right? And then like when the newer like Star Wars movies came out and like they used a lot of CGI, I just did not like that. Now, like I said, I'm not a hardcore fan of Star Wars movies, but I'm just saying like that, maintaining that feel of puppets and practical effects, I think it just makes the movie great, So like the newer movies came out, with just all mainly nothing but green screen and CGI. It was just nothing but CGI. I thought it was kind of like, whatever. It kind of killed the vibe of Star Wars, right? So when The Mandalorian came out, and then like, I watched the first one, like I was like, boom, all right. The movies, sure, I like, but The Mandalorian, I just like that on a whole new level, and I just like can appreciate The Mandalorian big time. I just really like what they did, I guess the thing I like about The Mandalorian is like they do a good combination of practical effects and, obviously some CGI and all that stuff, but, the thing that I guess I recently discovered, well, one of the first things I discovered when watching The Mandalorian is like they use virtual sets, right? Yeah, like the actor walking in front of the screen and they just add the background and like what they need and stuff like that, and I just think that's pretty fucking badass.
Filming this scene from Disney's The Mandalorian, the actors could see their surroundings, but the surroundings weren't actually there. All of this is just LED screens, displaying backgrounds pre-made in a video game engine. The Mandalorian is one of the first major productions to choose LED walls over green screens. LED walls make the lighting better, filming smoother, and in certain cases cost a lot less than using green screens.
So yeah, I talked about like learning Unreal Engine, and if you're into VFX, if that's kind of like your interest, I think game engines is kind of like the way to go, right? And like, I think that's something that I guess I learned to appreciate more of the movie because, I do like learning about production side of movies, like the story behind it, like how it was made and other stuff. That stuff is kind of interesting to me.
For The Mandalorian, LED wall technology seemed like the next logical step, given the show's production budget and time frame. The predecessor to what we see on The Mandalorian is a driving scene like this one from Dr. No. You've got the actor in the car, and behind them, a screen with footage of the road they've travelled. But the technology was limited. Say you want to move the camera angle during the scene. That projected footage can't move with the camera. But by using Unreal Engine, tech borrowed from the video game field, that problem is solved. Artists can create a photorealistic 3D background that moves strictly with the camera's field of view, known as the frustum. So if the camera swings around and changes angles, the background shifts in precisely the same way. This allows motion-tracked cameras to execute traditional cinematography techniques within the virtual set, achieving cinematic movements like the parallax effect, where an object in the foreground moves at a different speed than the background, amplifies the illusion of filming at an actual location. Along with saving time and money, the team developed a system that allowed artists to make changes and control the world on the day of shooting. Settings like exposure, colour, animation playback, and fill lighting are available to the filmmakers at a moment's notice. If they want to move a mountain from one side of the virtual set to the other, they can, right there on set. Not only is it helpful for the actor, who no longer has to imagine where that mountain is, but it's a game changer for the director of photography. The virtual set constructed for Season 1 was 75 feet in diameter, 21 feet high, and also had a roof composed of LEDs. The cast and crew refer to this space as the volume. Additionally, scenes involving explosives are best kept to traditional methods. This is to prevent LEDs from getting damaged. So will green screens survive this wave of tech innovation?
Eventually, of course, we hope never to use green screen. But I still see that there will be a future for it in the short term, because there's likely always a need to remove people to add additional action behind them. But we are getting to the point where the amount of green screen that's being used is massively reduced, and the sky's the limit right now.
All right, so yeah, I mean, shit like that is very interesting for me. I love learning about this kind of stuff, especially with movies that I'm a big fan of, right? Finished watching the first season of The Mandalorian, and I learned about this method of filming. I just became, I guess, more of a fan of the series, right? I just thought like it was really cool how they, seeing the technology, obviously because I'm working with someone like Paul, right? And seeing like stuff, say like the power of graphics cards and computers, and seeing how that is going. And then like you combine that with like software, say like Unreal Engine. They use a video game fucking engine to like create backgrounds, then the tracking moves with the camera, so the background creates like a parallax effect, and depending like where they're going. I mean, that shit to me is just fucking awesome, right? It just is really, really fucking cool, right? Like I said, I like Star Wars. The fucking hardcore fans that go around harassing the actors, I think they suck. Fuck you guys. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I don't know. That shit bugged me, really, when I learned about that. Poor girl, like, just being harassed. It's like, dude, that's not cool. The thing I learned to appreciate about The Mandalorian the most is basically what I liked about the earlier movies. They use mainly costumes, puppets, practical effects, and other stuff like that. And another thing I liked about The Mandalorian is basically they have a lot of characters that were memorable. You learn to appreciate them early on, and then, like, when they die, like the first character that, like, helped. The one character that helped them build this ship, when the Javas, fucking took it apart and stuff like that. It was like the Jawa characters. A guy like, taking care of like the kid, the baby Yoda, then he fucking like, gets killed, right? One of my favorite characters from like Star Wars was like the robot. Was it IG-11? Yeah, so I like that robot. He fucking goes around, fucks everybody up. So does the whole pew 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 thing. Fucking the other thing I like about Star Wars, I guess makes fun of how fucking useless the damn stormtroopers are. It's like they're fully encapsulated with like a white armor, but the moment they get shot in the leg, they die. They're like, fuck. And then of course they sacrifice themselves towards the end, which that's cool. Shit like that did a good character development. He was a bad guy, gets reprogrammed by the guy that helped Mandalorian put his shit back together. Then he sacrificed himself so they could like live.
I cannot be captured. I must be destroyed.
So anyways, yeah, Mandalorian, I like him better than the movies. I'll be upfront with that. And I guess like I guess the cool thing about the Mandalorian is like I wasn't sure when it took place, but after watching season 2, when like Luke Skywalker pops up, it's like, hey, I'm taking the Baby Yoda with me, which his real name was Kroger or whatever. I don't know. I call him Baby Yoda because it's simple, but I guess it was like happened after the second Death Star got destroyed, right? It's the Return of the Jedi, I think. I don't know. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, please don't give me shit if I mispronounce somebody's name or something crap like that. Like I said, I like Star Wars, but I'm not a huge fucking devoted fan of it. It's not like a religion to me. It's not a fucking cult. But fuck. Anyways, all right. So yeah, Mandalorian, fucking great series. I love it. Yeah, I usually don't watch TV that much anymore because I'm usually busy like trying to do other stuff, whether personal projects or whatever. But I'm glad I made the time to watch The Mandalorian. Yeah, it's a good series. And, Disney did a good job with it. John Favreau, whatever his name is. He did a good job fucking getting that shit together. Going back to the old school of just using practical effects. Using like current technology, like video games and like virtual sets. Like all the good stuff. Using like good high quality costumes and puppets and all that shit. I think that thing is badass. I should really appreciate them doing stuff like that. So, yeah, Mandalorian. I'm actually a big fan of it. Yeah. Can't wait till season 3. All right, man. That's all I got for you. Take care and peace.